Gemini API versus Vertex AI API. What's the difference? Hello and welcome to Rank Your YouTube channel. In this video session, I will simplify the difference between Gemini API and Vertex AI API. Basically, if you're looking at Google AI Studio, or if you're looking at Google Cloud, then you can create an API key. API key is your unique key that allows you to access Google Cloud products. To be able to access Google Cloud products, whether it's Gemini API or Vertex AI API, you need to simply create a project. Now, if you want to use Gemini API, simply create a project, create your API key, and that's going to be perhaps at a free level, so to speak. Now, when you are within the project that you've created, let's imagine you've created a project. I'll just show you because it'll make sense if I show it to you like so. Google Cloud offers you many different products, such as SQL, Google Maps, Google Places, everything related to Google products basically. And as we can see in this example for this project, there is some things here, but none of these are enabled for this project. So now let's press on Enable APIs as an example, and let's search for Gemini. Let's do that. As we can see, this is the base model. And right now that's not enabled. But if you were to create an API key without attaching a billing account, that's going to be absolutely free for you to use. As in, that key will be free for you to use. Okay, keep that in mind. But let's imagine you say, no, you know what? I want to use Vertex AI. And then let's just search for Vertex AI API. Let's take a look at that. Vertex AI is Google's enterprise API. If you were to enable that, you need to have your billing account set through your Google Cloud, because Vertex AI API is going to cost you as you're using it. So basically, the difference is when you enable Vertex AI API, you have access to many different things, such as Vertex AI. We've got, that's as you can see, that's the latest Flash image model in Vertex AI Studio. So we can then say, okay, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go to the dashboard. Here, as we can see, we can try Vertex AI Studio. And we end up having different options whereby we can further train the Vertex AI according to our wants. We can say, you know what, I don't want to use the AI Studio. I want to look at, let's say, okay, we're in Model Garden. Let's imagine Agent Gallery, Agent Garden. Here, as we can see, we've got many different options. So I won't cover these because some of them I haven't used, to be honest. But as you can see, if you want to develop enterprise level apps that uses the latest models in Vertex AI, we've got Python libraries, marketing agency. Read through it and say, okay, you know what, instead of trying things from the start, perhaps I can just look at the sample codes, sample prompts, and just use Vertex AI. As we can see, there's some company chatbot. If I want to create that, instead of creating things from ground up, I may say, you know what, let's just go with that. And as we can see, it guides us as to, okay, you know what, perhaps you can change this to your company checkbox that uses Vertex AI. So basically the difference is Vertex AI API gives you access to, many different products, but it is paid. So each time you're using it, the API key, you're calling it perhaps from your local computer or from your website, it's going to cost you money. Whereby, if you were to use Gemini API, enable Gemini API, if you enable that, and if you do not create a billing account, then obviously you're not going to be charged. But you will definitely have limitations if you were to perhaps share the apps or plugins with the world. But let's imagine you want to build a project and you want to actually market it and sell it. Then perhaps you want to then consider using Vertex AI, because it's going to give you perhaps unlimited quotas. Now, before I close up, just one thing. It doesn't matter which API you use, Gemini, Vertex, Google Maps API, it doesn't matter. When you do create an API, you can create credentials. As in, you can create an API key, as in different API key just for credentials. And then from there, what you can do is you can restrict that API key to work on a particular website. If you're testing things on your local computer, you can perhaps select IP addresses, and then you can experiment using your local computer. Because if you don't restrict it, then everyone else can use that API key, okay? Also, with your billing, you can create budget alerts. And if you're going to use Vertex AI API, you definitely want to create budgets so that you get alerted if certain threshold is passed, so you can keep an eye on the budget, even for testing purposes. In either case, definitely check out Rankia YouTube channel, because I'll show you how to set up your local computer, whether you want to use Node.js, whether you want to use Python, and so on, okay? I thank you for learning with Rankia, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.